and we are live. Another CEO Wisdom Pod. Here today with us is Rituraj Sharma. He is CEO and founder at Zetta Farm. Quite an articulated guy. Plus, I really love his company. He's into agritech, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. Fascinating segment because he told me, oddly enough, that that was one of the most profitable business you've seen, and that comes from a guy that was into various startups in the past, plus has a background in technology and so forth. Really eager to get into that. Before we do this podcast brought to you by podbuyer.com, if you want to start scale, be invited to a podcast to get great guests like Ritu, to talk with them, get insights, get subscribers, get leads, get clients, start a podcast with podbuyer.com. Ritu, I'm really glad to have you on. Can you tell us about Zetta Farms?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me here, Charles. So let me start with Zetta Farms first. What does Zetta mean? Zetta is like we wanted to show the world the power of 10 to the power 21. 10 to the power 21 is like Zetta. And at Zetta Farms, what we are trying to do there is we are creating process-oriented and technology-driven farm projects. Okay, this is the first statement. The second is they are well secured by way of diversification because weather and market prices were the two things which nobody could control in the agriculture industry. So these data farm projects are spread across various geographies and different kind of crops are being grown over these at these different data farms. Why we are doing that? Because a certain day at a certain location, if the weather is not favorable for the crop, even then we can make money by the crop which is being grown at a different geographic location. This is all about Zeta Farm. Now, where is the technology and the things is being evolved here and involved here is because the way which I have told is normal farming, like everybody does the same way. Okay. So what we have incorporated it in a very technological way was technology was an enabler for us for getting the right kind of tracking and monitoring that what is happening at the farms. Being a company, being as a company, we wanted to know that when we are having my farm segregated in different locations, I want to know that what is happening at my what farm, what kind of people are being involved there, what crop is being grown, at what stage that crop is, was the irrigation given to the farms, was the fertigation given to the farms at the right time or the crop at the right time. We have deployed those technologies. We have also noticed one thing that most of the agri-tech startups were trying to create a product or service for the farmers wherein we have a different mindset, we have a different thought process behind it. That if when we are into the production, we can make more money, why should we not become the farmers ourselves? Okay, we should think it in a very corporate way and we can become a corporate farmer. Okay, so we are working in a very corporate way, deploying all the SOPs and all, and using the tech and services which was created by these startups in our business. So it is creating a win-win model that the other startups and the companies are also getting opportunities to showcase their products and service. We are also giving opportunities to the people in the farming community by giving them assured income in the format of a job opportunity or something. We have already created that thing. So they are also now mentally sorted there and in a very well, you can say secured way they are working with us. And also we have created a pension fund for the people who are working with us. So they can even be secured even after they get retired from our projects there. Now, another thing in a very, you can say, unique way, we have involved retail investors to become passive farmers with us. We have created a pool fund wherein all the retail investors, even people like all across the world, are investing with us. We are pooling that fund to create these data farm projects. Now, this fund is secured by way of diversification as the way a hedge fund or a mutual fund works. Okay, so the same way we have created a mutual fund of agri projects. These projects are situated in different locations. That's why the fund is secured. So you can see from the way which I have told that all the stakeholders who are involved, the investors, the farmers, the landowners, and the startups, there the whole ecosystem is being secured the way which we are doing farming. That's how this is all about Zeta Farm. This is how we are doing it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful model and vision. In reality, but it's be quite messy to implement all of that. So how do you make it concrete in reality, and how do you fix the problem and the chaos that emerge from trying to accomplish a beautiful vision like that?
Correct. So I really agree with you that it's an operational heavy business also, because being in farming, it involves like lot of labor, lot of machinery and day to day like ad hoc tasks there, which comes handy with the weather changes and all. So as I've already told that we are making use of technology and the right kind of information metrics for us. Okay. So we keep track of all kind of things on daily basis. Why a small traditional farmer gets a win in terms of the operational know-how and the operational control, because he daily visits his farm, right? The same way we have incorporated in our farm projects also. We are daily visiting our farms through technology. We have our eyes, we have our legs through farmers, we have our eyes through technology, we have IoT sensors deployed over our farm, we have drone mapping, we have like sprays done through drones and all. Everything is being controlled through the technology. It's a well knitted thing.
Right. So you have eyes, you have data, you can
Yeah,
control that from dashboards.
correct,
You
correct.
mentioned that that was one of the most profitable business. I'm curious
True.
to learn, why do you think there's such an opportunity in a business that hasn't changed in like centuries, one of the oldest business out there, not necessarily one of in which there's the most competition, because not a lot of people want to become farmer, but in India, I'm guessing India is probably, yeah, in some places, depending on the geography, 10, 15 years behind the world's like, I'm
Hmm,
guessing, and plus India is growing, right? The people need tons of
correct.
food. So what trends
True.
are you taking to claim that this is one of the most profitable industry that there is?
So by way of industry, it all depends on, like, every business can be profitable if you know the root level, that how the base profitability has can be generated. So the good part in agriculture is the base profitability can be easily generated at the crop level. Okay. So each crop gives an average margin of around like 50 to 60% there. Now it all depends upon the logistics, the supply, when we do the grading, sorting, or the packaging part of it, it curves down some certain margins. But the good part in agriculture is when we do it at a scale, everything becomes a sorted. It gives a normal curve there. It's like normalizes the thing there, normalizes the risk of the fluctuations and all. Everything gets normalized at the scale there. So in India also, uh, India being an agrarian economy, people have agri lands, people are doing agriculture, but it's very much fragmented. Okay, a normal traditional farmer holds less than 1 hectare of land area with him. Okay, so it is really low. Okay, so he needs to bear the risk of all the changes and all. Where in our case, what we do is we aggregate all these farmers and the land areas with them, and along with the HNI land areas which we have, okay, and create big scale projects over it. Now, these big scale projects are also diversified in nature. So just to give you an scale, it's like you can say uh, 5 billion hectares of land area is there in India. Okay, over which, if diversified agriculture is done, or you can say in a single statement, I could say the agriculture ecosystem of the globe cannot be failed in a single day. Okay, so even if like we are getting floods in India, China will be eating food. China will can provide food to everyone. US can provide food to everyone. Okay, so there are like wheat growing in Russia. There is like multiple fruits and nuts growing in Argentina, Canada. All the locations are related, but the weather changes, or the you can say uh, the unfavorable weather condition will not be same in every location. That's we are making use of that, and that's the good part in our business. With scale, we will be making money and making profits out of it, and the average distribution of the profit margin can be taken care of through this model.
The investment bar is really low. It's 50 USD, because that's
Yeah,
5K Indian rupees, which is quite
correct, correct.
interesting. According to what you're claiming, that should be one of the lowest hanging fruit. I mean, I still need to wait 36 months to have that estimated return on my investment, but that's
Uh,
quite impressive. And, you know, agriculture, it's been one of the first commodities on the stock market nowadays. So my brain is telling me you're either trying to create, you know, you're putting VC into farming and agritech, and or you're trying to recreate a more version of
so
and
it's
a more agile and more versatile version of the stock market for agriculture. What am I
so
am I getting somewhere
it's
here?
a hybrid. Yeah, it's a hybrid thing. Okay, so we are not creating a true VC here, but a retail investor is getting a feel that he is becoming a VC in agriculture. Okay, so they are not true VCs because you can see the ticket size is really low. You can understand that, right? Now, it is not also a stock market thing because we are promising the fixed returns out of it. So it's like a fixed deposit. Okay. Another good part is just to like from the perspective of the proposition of the investment, nobody needs to wait for 36 months. It's like the payouts are given every quarter. Okay. So it means the IRR increases plus also certain kind of liquidity benefits are being passed on to the investors who are associated with it. Okay. So it means till the time the fund is there with us, the person can earn money every quarter because on an average agriculture cycle in the format of like the crops and all is of 3 months. So that's why we pay every 3 months. That's how the quarters are being formed. That's how we do it. That's why
Very
it can be
interesting.
treated as an innovative model.
Yeah, I see like a future stock market in which like you would be part of me as an investor, non-standard investment strategy. And, like, and also it's very low level. And I think that's pretty cool because it
True.
gives the opportunity to folks to try to experiment and try making bets until they become very good with that.
Mm.
You're in India right now. Like, do you want to expand? Because
Yeah.
I know your investor base is out there, but like, will you be taking terrains out there and promoting other markets? Why the focus on India?
Yeah, we will definitely be going outside India also. We are already getting certain projects, or you can say farm projects in some African countries and also in South Asian countries there. And we have already on the verge of closing one of the linen projects in Belgium, also in Europe. Okay, so this is about the farm project. But about the investment, we are already getting certain investments from Indians and NRIs who are living outside India. We can soon open FDI, or you can say funds from foreign investors as well, because in India, agriculture FDI is allowed. Like FDI investments are allowed in agriculture in a true sense. That's why we are definitely open for that, and we are working around it.
What are your goals for the remaining of this year as a CEO?
So we are trying to have our agriculture, or you can say the projects expanded over to approximately 25,000 acres of land area. Okay, with uh, you can say the turnover of around $60 million there, with a profit margin at the net level of 25% after giving like all the payouts, returns, and everything there.
Love it, man. That's quite ambitious. Where can people find out more about you, Ritu?
Yeah, you can like check me out over LinkedIn, and you can like definitely like we can definitely connect and have like a detailed discussion over this part also.
So that is Rituraj Sharma on LinkedIn. We have gropital.com here,
Grow, right, growpital.com and zettafarms.com.
zettafarms.com. There you go. And I'm your host, Charles Cormier. That was another CEO Wisdom podcast, agritech edition. I was really glad to have Ritu on. It's an exciting project right there. If you want to start your podcast, scale one, or be invited to one, that is podpire.com, which is my company. Good job, Ritaj.